Welcome back from the ad break. You're still tuned in to Where's the Beef? We're Azindwana from Cape to Cairo. There's no place where you're going to find substance in this much abundance besides here at Where is the Beef? Fair on the come up this week, we got this girl by the name of Dominique. Now this is the girl out here who joined back to the city from London. Osbeek. Who joined back to the city. Dominique. So let's go check out what she's got to say. And world, look out. She's worth looking out for. It is.
If I ruled the world, every day would be.
When we launched the platform, we called the brand Beat Dimensions. The whole concept from the get-go was to try and move away from the rap element of hip-hop and kind of put a focus more on the producer and the DJ. They play such a huge role in hip-hop, yet they're always kind of given the back seat. So we were like, I think as a promoter, I'd kind of reached my end in terms of hip-hop and who I could book and how I could kind of make my show stand out from everyone else that was currently doing gigs at the time. So we kind of came up with this idea to put on live beat shows, DJ sets under the name Beat Dimensions. We launched with Eric Lau in 2012, only to discover about 2 months later that there was another Beat Dimensions based in the UK. And hence we decided we need to change the name because obviously it wasn't original and we kind of wanted to represent some authenticity behind what we were doing. So we kind of just had a brainstorming session, and I remember we sat around one of my friend's tables the entire Sunday and we couldn't come up with the name. It was like, what the hell? And I think it just hit me at some point, We Heart Beat, and it was like, that's it. So it was really like a brainstorming session, and we just happened to find the name. The meaning behind it, I think every human being without a heartbeat doesn't exist. So We Heartbeat is almost like we exist with each other. We exist with love, and we exist in a global world. So that's kind of how we try to base our logo around the name, just to kind of show the love and the passion behind the brand. The beat obviously representing the music, and the globe for the global nature of We Heart Beat and what we represent out there. I think we kind of have a huge international following, and I think we're very in tune with international trends, more so than what's happening in South Africa. That's why I think it's taken us some time to actually build a following. It hasn't happened overnight. It's something that we've had to really push hard at. And yeah, 4 years later, we're somewhere. Not where we want to be, but we're getting there. I think in this day and age that we live in, it's kind of, you can't really rely on one form of income. Events is one aspect of what we do, but we wanted to create a home where the brand could live in a tangible space and be felt, and kind of people could experience us in a different way. And I mean, I've collected records since I was 15. So for me, it's kind of a natural progression to own a record store. Not that I ever thought I would. It's always been a dream of mine. Back since Newtown days, actually. So it's kind of the space we were like, yeah, we met a friend who was kind of running the space, and she was like, I've got 3 containers left. Do you want one? So we were like, yeah, let's take a container. And we got the keys, and then we're like, oh shit, what are we going to do now? Now the reality hits, like we need to import stock. We need to get an import license. We kind of did everything in a short space of time. And we managed to launch last year, September. So we're all about quality. We're all about keeping that good music alive. We're not about the commercial masses. Never been, but I think a lot of good music kind of just gets lost on the wayside because of radio and television. They kind of drown out all the other stuff that's kind of out there. So we're very much about preserving good quality music and the culture behind hip-hop, the culture as I understood it when I was coming into it. I feel like the new age is so based on digital. Everything is such a quick fix. You can download an album in 5 seconds and you've got it. But when you collect a vinyl, it's like there's a deeper appreciation behind that. just laying out the money, actually owning a physical copy, having it in your hands, the artwork. It's a tangible product that you can touch and feel and kind of appreciate on a much deeper level, as opposed to just this digital age that we live in. I think as much as it's a necessity, we've also kind of lost a big part of being human, I guess, with the internet and yeah, just everything being so accessible. So we were trying to just represent an older part, like since we do come from an older generation, and I think the record store is just kind of a representation of everything we've been doing in hip-hop since the first day, and trying to share our knowledge and share our experience with the rest of the world. I think number one motivation are my children. I think since I've had my children, I kind of have found a grounding. I feel a lot more secure with who I am and what I'm doing. Everything seems a lot more clear. But obviously my passion for what I do and my passion for hip-hop and my passion for music, I'm very blessed in the sense that I'm able to make money off what I love doing. And as I get older, it seems like things are kind of falling into place and making more sense than they've ever made before. And I also just think we live in a world where you can't really work for a boss, dude. Like, shit is real, and you just need to wear many hats in order to survive. And I think entrepreneurship is about that. You don't really have one role. You're constantly transforming yourself into a million different people every day. And yeah, I guess that's the beauty of it. DJing with vinyl, it is quite a task. Like, you need to carry that shit around and pick it up, take it into the club. I guess with the invention of Serato and all the other accessories that we have as a DJ today, it kind of does make it easier to just kind of take your laptop and plug it in. I've got no problem with that. I think I respect a Serato DJ as much as I do a vinyl DJ, because they're kind of one in the same thing. You need to know how to mix if you're playing on Serato. There's a lot of those applications where you don't really know how to mix, because you just kind of press a button. And I know a lot of them that are actually making big moves right now. And I kind of feel like it's a huge diss to the DJ that has taken time to learn and master his skill, to spend money on collecting wax as a part of the art form that he's involved in. A lot of those DJs have like dedicated their entire lives to what they do. And these new school cats come on and they just kind of find 20 tracks on the internet and then they press play. It is a bit of a disrespect. But I mean, we're living in a world that's evolving every day. And I guess there's a part of it that you can't hold on to. You just have to let it go and move with it, I guess, and kind of respect the people around you that are doing what they do. I think every DJ, though, needs to kind of put some work into what they do. Like, whether you're playing with your computer or you're playing on wax, you do need to practice. And I think it does come across either way. But big ups to all of the DJs out there. I guess they're keeping some part of the movement alive. Yeah? So basically, I know a lot of people think our records inside the store are quite expensive. From the get-go, we decided to position ourselves as a record store that only sells new vinyls. Also because a lot of the music we're representing, it's quite new. Like, a lot of the beat stuff, in terms of your Flying Lotus, your Mad Lib stuff, a lot of the new cats coming out, you can only buy it new. So we are pricey, but we're not overpriced. Everything is kind of worked out according to a legit kind of system. Also taking into consideration that all our stuff is imported from the States. So now that the dollar is at like the lowest it's ever been, that's another factor why we retail the records slightly high for some people. But we've got probably about 10 collectors that come here on a month-to-month basis, and they drop like 3-4K at a time. So I guess we're not for everyone. We are for a certain type of market, and I'm not trying to be apologetic about it. I'm like, you either got the money to spend or you don't. It's on you. But we are looking to kind of expand to maybe get some second-hand wax in the store to kind of cater for another market that can afford spending less. So we'll get there. We've also just discovered a guy that works in the center, an old Madala from Soweto, who we've inherited his entire lifetime of records that it's just a gem. I can't even begin to explain the stuff that's in there. And so I realized there's like a lot of wax out there. I guess it's just about how you tap into it. Also the old school stuff is a lot more valuable because a lot of it's original pressings. A lot of the stuff isn't made the same anymore. So even the reprints, it's not quite the same as the original pressings that come from back in the day. So yeah, I'm kind of just learning my way around this thing. As much as I've collected vinyl, there's still a lot I need to learn. But we'll get there one step at a time. We've just recently been afforded an amazing opportunity with Cotton On at the Mall of Africa. And we're launching this Thursday. We're going to be running a pop-up store there for the next 3 months, as well as curating a beat lounge. So I think slowly we're kind of infiltrating another market and growing very organically. And I think it can only get bigger from where we're at now. Trust your instinct and always let your gut kind of guide you. I think experience is the best teacher, really. I know I've kind of learned. I always used to think that I knew back in the day, even 10 years ago, launching that other thing. But I realized there's so much that you need to kind of experience and go through. A lot of failures, a lot of achievements. You need to fuck up along the way, to be honest. And I think it's that kind of strengthens you and builds you to kind of get to the next level. But I think if you believe in what you do and you're passionate behind whatever it is that you're pushing, everything else falls into place from there.